Hello everyone, welcome to today's deep flow practice. My name is Brittany and I'll be guiding us through this flow. We're just going to get started standing at the top of your mat. You can bring your feet about hip width apart. Try to ground down evenly between all corners of your foot. You can keep a slight bend, a little micro bend in your knees. Your tailbone is reaching down towards the floor. Spine is nice and long here. And then just allow your palms to rest by your sides. Palms will be facing forward, coming to your mountain pose, Tadasana. You can begin to soften your gaze or close your eyes. And start to tune into your natural breath. You can do a quick little check here of how your body is feeling, starting from the crown of your head. Noticing any sensations, any temperatures. And just taking your time, slowly drift your attention down your neck, your arms, your body, your legs, all the way to the tips of your toes. Noticing if there's any areas that are calling your attention, areas that might be feeling a bit tired or tense today. And if that's the case for you, you might bring a bit more attention, focus to these areas as we flow. Just inviting some movement to your body here. With an inhale, roll your shoulders up towards your ears. And exhale, drop your shoulders down your back. 2 more times. Inhale to lift. Exhale, release. 1 last time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, circle your arms up towards the ceiling. Bring your palms to touch. Exhale, lower your hands to your heart center. 2 more times. Inhale, circle your arms up. Exhale, palms touch and lower. Last one. Inhale to sweep. Exhale, drawing your palms to your chest and pausing here. In today's practice, we'll be focusing on our hips. And our hips are one of the spots in the body that are set to hold on to emotion. So as we begin to flow and stretch, you might notice that a certain emotion does pop up for you. This could be anything from happiness, sadness, anger. And if they do occur for you, just bring your attention there. Trying to not label these emotions as a good or a bad emotion, just simply acknowledging what comes up for you today and trying to breathe through what does arise. Taking a big breath in through your nose, fill up. And exhale, open your mouth, side out. Your eyes can stay closed or begin to blink them open. Interlace your fingers. Flip your palms to face forward, and then scoop your palms up high to the ceiling, standing up tall. Take a big breath in. Then exhale, begin to side bend towards the right for a crescent moon pose. If you're noticing any pinching here in your low back, try to draw your tailbone down to your heels. And your gaze can stay where it is, or begin to rotate your gaze up towards the ceiling. Inhale, rise up through center. Exhale, side bend towards the left, crescent moon pose. Peeling your top shoulder back behind you, helping to rotate your chest to the ceiling. Feeling an opening here on the right side of your body. Inhale through center. Exhale, release your grip, spread your hands wide and bring them to your low back. Palms are resting right on your low back, fingers are pointing forward, down. Draw your elbows together, press your hips forward, and then begin to lift your chest and lift your gaze for a standing supported back bend. This back bend can be as deep or shallow as you'd like. And try to fill your chest up with air with every inhale. Take one more breath in. Exhale, begin to hinge at your hips, fold forward, slide your hands down your thighs, coming to a fold. Inhale for a halfway lift, reach your crown away from your hips. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet to plank, drop your knees to your mat, lower to your belly. Untuck your toes, inhale for a baby cobra, just lifting your chest, engaging the muscles in your low back. Exhale to release. Inhale to your table. Exhale, tuck your toes, spread your fingers wide, press your hips up and back for a downward facing dog. Notice how this feels in your body today, as this is the first down dog of the practice, maybe the first down dog in your body today. And you can find some movement here, helping to find some space. Pedaling your legs out, bending one knee followed by the other. And inviting any other movements you would like into this posture. Really taking your time here, no rush. Once your body's feeling a bit more awake, a bit more energized, you can slow your movements, settling into your down dog. Pressing your weight to your fingertips and knuckles of your hands. Relaxing your shoulders down your back. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, gaze forward, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, then tiptoe towards the front of your mat for forward folds. Halfway lift, draw your shoulder blades together. Exhale, release. Ground down through your feet, rise up tall, biceps reach for your ears. Exhale, palms touch, hands lower to your heart. Inhale, sweep your arms up high to the ceiling. Exhale, hinge and fold. Halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step to plank, option to drop your knees and lower to your belly. Inhale for a baby or a full cobra, extending your arms. Exhale, transition back to your down dog, however you'd like to get there. Taking 3 cycles of breath. Know that any time throughout the practice, when you come to your down dog, you might find movement once again, or you can come into a child's pose to find a little rest. Inhale, gaze forward, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees and step to the front of your mat, forward folds. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, root down, rise up, palms touch. Exhale, lower your hands to your heart, equal setting pose, Samasthiti. One last time, inhale, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, swan dive forward. Breathe in, create a flat back. Breathe out, plant your hands, step to plank, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to lift your chest. Exhale, down dog. Noticing your breath here. If you've lost it, invite it back in towards your body. As you breathe in, sweep your right heel up high to the ceiling. Exhale, step your right foot forward between your hands. Stay high on your back toes, heel is lifted. Squeeze your inner thighs together, and begin to lift your arms towards the ceiling, coming towards a high lunge or a crescent lunge. Once you're in this posture, try to lift your back heel up as high as you can, keeping your back leg straight and strong. And invite a scissor hugging motion in your legs by drawing your right hip back slightly, left hip draws forward. Moving nice and slowly here, take a big breath in. Then exhale, open your arms into a cactus shape and drop your back knee down towards a hover. Inhale, rise up, high lunge, arms lengthen. Exhale, sinking low to your hover. One more time, inhale to rise. This time with your exhale, drop your left knee all the way down to the mat, coming to a low lunge pose. Your arms can stay in this cactus. You can bring your biceps up by your ears, hands to your heart, or bring your hands to your thighs for a bit of support. Fill up with your inhale. And exhale, plant your hands down to the ground. Left hand will root. Inhale, right arm lifts up high, twisting your chest towards your right thigh for a low lunge twist. Staying here, or begin to tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, inviting some fire to your back leg. Or if you'd like to come into a quad stretch with your left knee on the ground, lift your left heel up and circle your right arm behind you, trying to catch hold of your left foot. If your foot is just about a centimeter away from you, might help by rising up into your left fingertips or bringing a block underneath your left hand. Two more cycles of breath wherever you are. If you're holding on to your foot, gently release it here, lifting your arm back up high to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, plant your right hand to the inside of your right foot, and then begin to toe heel your right foot out wide, coming into your lizard stance. Check in to see if your right knee is going over your right toes, and if that's the case, you might want to scoot your left leg back slightly. For your lizard pose, you have lots of options. You can stay here with your left knee on the ground and on your hands. Or you can fire up your back leg once again by tucking your left toes, lifting your left knee. From either option, you can stay on your hands, or you can begin to lower forearms to a block if you have one, a thick book, or maybe your forearms come all the way down towards the ground. Checking in to see how this feels here. Noticing how this pose feels with your right knee stepped over top of your ankle. And if you'd like to try out a new expression or find some more opening here, you can rotate your right foot towards the right, roll to the pinky edge of your right foot, and then your knee will splay open towards the right side. If you're feeling some discomfort here, just try to focus on your breath. But if you are feeling any twinges of pain that is different, try to ease off. If you're on your forearms, rise back up onto your hands, planting the entire right foot down to the ground. Start to tuck your left toes, lift your left knee away from the ground, gaze forward, take a breath in. And then as you exhale, step your left foot towards the outside of your left hand. Hips will sink to a hover, hands come to your heart. And then press your elbows into your knees for Malasana, yogi squat. Try to lean your chest back here, hips will press forward, finding a nice long spine. If you feel comfortable with your hips floating, stay here. Or if you would like some support, you can bring a block underneath your hips. Or your hips can rest all the way down to the ground, your knees and feet wide. Maybe even closing your eyes so you're just focusing in on the sensations. Take a breath in. Exhale, plant your hands, lift your hips, feet will point forward, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. You can shift your hips side to side, finding a bit of release. And then toe heel your feet back to hip width apart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale the fold. Root down, rise up, biceps come by your ears, spine can stay neutral, or you can lean your chest back slightly. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step to plank, lower down, taking your flow. Inhale to lift your chest, baby or full cobra. Exhale, transition back to your down dog. Inhale, lift your left heel up high. Exhale, step your foot forward between your hands. Coming into your high lunge stance, stay onto your right toes, right heel is lifted, and circle your arms up high to the ceiling. Squaring your hips forward, lunging into your front knee, releasing your shoulders down your back. Take a breath in here. Exhale, open your arms into that cactus shape, drop your back knee to a hover. Moving slowly, inhale, rise. Exhale to sink. One last time, inhale. Exhale, drop your right knee down to your mat, low lunge pose. Taking any expression you'd like with your arms. Chest can stay in this neutral position, or begin to lift your gaze, leading your heart and chest back. Take a sip of breath in. Exhale, plant your hands, root through your right palm, breathe in, left fingertips to the lift, low lunge twist. You can stay here, right beyond the mat, or you can curl your right toes down, lifting your right knee. Or if you want to come into the quad stretch on this side, bend into your right leg, left hand reaches for your right foot. It might catch hold, it might not, that's okay. Pausing here for about 2 more cycles of breath. If you're catching hold of your foot, try to release it without slingshotting it down. Lifting your left fingertips up high, breathe in. Breathe out, plant your hands to the inside of your left foot. Toe heel your left foot wide, creating space for your hips, for your pelvis. Maybe shifting back slightly. And then taking your time here to come into your lizard pose on the left. Right knee can be lowered or right knee can be lifted. You can be staying up in your hands or lowering your forearms to a block or down to your mat. Noticing how this pose feels with your left knee hugging in close to your body. And after a few cycles of breath, if you'd like to find that opening, pivot your toes out to the left side, roll to the pinky edge of your foot and let your knee fall towards the left. Notice how this feels on the left side compared to the right. You might notice you have a bit more space in your hips on the left. Or perhaps you're feeling a little bit more tight here. Once again, we're not trying to label this as your better side or your worse side. You're just simply acknowledging the imbalances. If you're on the pinky edge of your left foot, bring your big toe mound back down to the ground. Hands come underneath your shoulders. Tuck your right toe, lift your right knee, gaze forward, inhale. Exhale, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand, Malasana, yogi squat, 3 cycles of breath. Eyes can be open or you can close your eyes here. Focusing on the warmth and the opening in your hips. Breathing in. Exhale, plant your hands, lift your hips, pivot your toes, face forward, wide-legged folds. You can give your hips a little break here, shifting them side to side. And start to toe heel your feet together. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to stand, bringing your biceps by your ears. And then with your exhale, begin to bend into your knees, sinking your hips down and back, coming to a chair pose. We're not going to pause here for long. Just slowly start to drop your hips a little bit lower, and then a little bit lower as you transition to a seated position on your mat. You can drop your hands down at any point if you need to find some help, some support. And then once you make your way down, extend your legs out in front of you. Draw your right heel in towards your hips, and then step your right foot over your left leg. Right hand comes by the right side of your body. Inhale, lift your left arm to the ceiling, sit up tall. Exhale, hook your left elbow over your left knee, and then gaze over your right shoulder. Coming into a spinal twist. Check in to see how this hook feels for your twist. And you might prefer to just hug your right knee into your chest with your left hand. With every inhale, see if you can sit up a little bit taller. With every exhale, try to draw your gaze slightly further over your shoulder. One more big breath in. With your exhale, unwind, facing forward. Bring the sole of your right foot to the inside of your left thigh, and then begin to swing your left leg behind you, coming into a half pigeon pose. You might need to shimmy your left leg, left foot slightly back behind you. And you can gaze to make sure your heel, knee, and hip are in line. Then bring your hands wide, fingers are tented. Press into your fingers as you lift your chest and breathe in. Then as you breathe out, slowly roll your chest down towards your mat. Inhale, rolling up, lifting your chest, lifting your gaze. Exhale to release. One more time, inhale to rise. This time with your exhale, lower your forearms down to your mat and pause in your relaxing pigeon pose. If your forehead is floating in space, you might find it relaxing to bring either a block underneath your forehead or stack your fists and rest your forehead on your fists. Or today you might have a space to drop your forehead all the way down to your arms or to your mat. Bringing your attention to your breath, helping to keep your attention on your mat, on your body. And start to rise back up onto your hands. Curl your left toes into your mat, and then sweep your right leg up and back behind you for a three-legged dog. Inhale here. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Lift your right arm up high to the ceiling for a twist. Exhale, plant your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Walk your hands over towards the left, pausing once you're in center for your wide-legged forward fold. Hands are underneath your shoulders. Inhale for a halfway lift. Reach your crown forward. Exhale, drop the crown of your head low to your mat, and we'll pause here. You might keep your hands as they are, or you can play with the expression of your hands, catching hold of your ankles or your toes, walking your hands back behind you between your thighs, or coming into a ragdoll shape, hands to opposite elbows. As well, if you have a headstand in your practice and you'd like to try that today, feel free to do so now. Notice where the weight is in your feet. And try to draw your weight into the balls of your feet towards your toes, helping to stack your hips right over your ankles. Bring your hands back down underneath your shoulders. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Rise all the way up to stand. Slice your arms open to the horizon, pivot your right foot to face forward, and then lunge into your right knee, coming to your warrior two. Ground down evenly between your feet. Perhaps you sink a little bit lower into your foundation. And then draw your gaze, your drishti, over your front fingertips. Staying nice and low, begin to flick your front palm up to the ceiling. As you inhale, reverse your warrior. Right arm will lift up high. Left arm drapes down your left thigh or comes to your low back for a bind. Breathing in nice and deep here, creating space between your right ribs. One more sip of breath. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the inside of your right foot. Square your hips to face forward. Toe heel your right foot wide, returning toward lizard stance. Taking on any expression you like here. Back knee can stay lifted or you can drop your knee. You can be on your hands or your forearms. And your knee can stay hugging into your body, or you can roll to the pinky edge of your right foot, knee wide. Just take your time here coming into your full expression, taking a few breaths as you move through the different postures, the different options. Noticing how this posture feels now compared to the first time you came on it on the right. Maybe you have space to go just a little bit deeper. And coming back up onto your hands, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, gaze forward, inhale. Exhale, step your left foot to the outside of your left hand, Balasana Yogi Squat. Just one full cycle of breath. Lower your hips down to your mat if that feels okay for your knees. Lengthen your legs out in front of you. Left heel comes in towards your hips. Step your left foot over the right leg, setting up for your twist. Left hand by your hip. Inhale, lift your right arm up high. Exhale, hook your elbow over your left knee or hug your leg and draw your gaze over your shoulder. Seated twist. Inhale, try to lift the crown of your head high to the ceiling. Exhale, gaze over your shoulder. Finding that flow with your breath. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. One more breath in. Exhale to untwist. Bring the sole of your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. And then begin to circle your right leg behind you. Pigeon pose. Hands will come wide, tent up onto your fingertips. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your gaze. And exhale, slowly roll your chest down towards the mat. Inhale, rising up. Exhale to melt down. One more time, inhale to lift. Exhale, forearms connect with the ground, relax in pigeon pose, pausing here. Feeling free to make any adjustments, any wiggles you need for your body to rest into this pose. If you're feeling like your left hip is sinking down towards the left, if you do have a block, a pillow, a rolled up blanket, you can slide that underneath your left hip for some support here. If you're feeling some discomfort, some tension in your body, try to invite your breath to that area to find some release. Rising up onto your hands, stacking them under your shoulders. Curl your right toes into your mat and sweep your left leg up and back. Breathing in. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Lift your left fingertips up high to the ceiling for your twist. Exhale, plant your left hand to the inside of your left foot and walk your hands towards the right, pausing once you've reached your wide-legged fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, lower down, fold and pause. You might take a different expression with your arms on this side. Maybe a second go at your headstand. And even though you're staying still in this pose, there's still a flow with your breath. Where with your inhale, you're trying to invite length into your spine, into your body. And with every exhale, you're trying to drop the crown of your head slightly closer towards the ground. Two more breaths. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, hands to your hips. Rise up to stand. Open your arms wide. Pivot your left foot to face forward. Bend to your knee, finding your warrior two stance. Relax your shoulders down your back. Spread your arms far apart from one another, taking up as much space as you can. Flip your front palm to the ceiling. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Right arm will be draped down your right thigh, or your hand can connect to your low back. Notice if you rose out of your lunge, and if so, kind of sink low once again. Breathing into your left ribs, left side of your body. Take one more expansive breath in. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the inside of your left foot, square your hips. Toe heel your left foot out wide, and come onto your lizard stance on this side. Taking any variation you'd like, making any modification you need for your body. And taking your time to open up into your full expression. Really focusing on your breath here. Keeping that deep rhythmic breath. If you're on your forearms, rise into your hands, ground your left foot down, curl your right toes, lift your right knee, gaze forward, breathe in. Breathe out, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand, Malasana, yogi squat, one full cycle of breath. Drop your hips to your mat. Bring the soles of your feet to touch, knees will come out wide, coming to a bound angle pose. Bring your hands to your ankles or towards your toes, sit up nice and tall with an inhale. You might stay here in this heart opener. Or with an exhale, begin to hinge at your hips, folding your chest over your thighs. Your elbows, your forearms could connect to your legs and helping to find a gentle opening here. Or if you prefer, you can extend your arms out in front of you. With your next inhale, if you're full, begin to rise back up to a neutral spine. Draw your knees together, reach your arms forward, take a breath in. Exhale, slowly lower down, moving one vertebrae at a time until you're resting on your back. Curl your knees into your chest and come into a happy baby pose. Knees will draw in towards your armpits. The soles of your feet lift to the ceiling and catch hold of the inner or outer edges of your feet. Happy baby. You can stay as you are, or you can rock your baby, shifting side to side. And if it feels good for your body, you might play with lengthening one leg out, followed by the other. Trying to keep your tailbone, your low back reaching for your mat. You can slowly rock. Release your feet. And then drop your feet down to your mat. Knees will be bent. Bring your feet about mat-width apart. Open your arms wide into a T. Take a breath in. And then with your exhale, drop both knees over towards the left. Coming to a twist. Gaze will fall to the right. You can keep your feet staggered, or if you'd like to come a little bit deeper, you can hook your left foot over your right knee. Sending your breath towards your belly, towards your low back, hoping to find some space there. If you're in that hook, release your left foot from your knee, returning it to the ground. With your next inhale, lift your gaze, lift your knees. Exhale, drop your knees over to the right and gaze to the left, twisting the opposite direction. Staying as you are with your feet staggered, or stacking your right heel over left knee for a hook. Continue to breathe really deeply here. So every exhale will help to deepen your twist. If you're in the hook, release your foot down to the ground. Lift your knees, lift your gaze. Curl your knees into your chest and wrap your arms around your legs here, giving yourself a hug. Draw your forehead up towards your knees, squeezing into a tight ball. Take a sip of breath in. Exhale, open and expand to your corpse pose, Shavasana. Moving around here, wiggling as needed. And once you've found that sweet spot, try to relax down towards your mat. Breathe in through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. One more time, fill up as you breathe in. Exhale, release. Seal your lips together. Allow your natural breath to return to your body. And let the benefits of the practice wash over you from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes. Feel the support of your mat beneath you. And with every exhale, feel yourself growing heavier and heavier. Imagine that you're melting down to the mat. Staying here as long as you'd like. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.